You're listening to the Mopcast Network.
Now from Inverse Press, The Absentee. When a test pilot returns from an interdimensional quest to find a new energy source, he finds himself possessed by a demon. He learns to control the demonic form of his own mind and use its supernatural abilities. But while he is away, the demon uses his body to wreak havoc. Get this terrifying comic written by Kevin Laporte with art by Rando Dixon at inversepress.com. The Absentee.
Welcome to the Cult Movie Cantina.
Yay!
This podcast takes a look at our favorite cult films, introduces them to someone who hasn't seen them.
Oh, that's me. I was reading my notes. I'm sorry. I had homework and I did it and I was double checking and I'm so sorry. That's me. I haven't seen things.
Pairs in with a great alcoholic beverage.
Me. Always me.
And then we talk about it. I guess that's me.
I guess it's you.
This week it's a cult meeting, and we talk about last week's movie and throw in some other stuff just for fun. Plus, we let you know what we're watching next week.
I'm excited.
I'm your Native American pop culture spirit guide, Scotty, and I'm joined by...
Stephanie, your facilitator of fun and the lady of libations.
Justina, the Jellicle Jester.
And she who knows no movies. Which I noted.
I wish that was orchestrated. I know it wasn't.
It wasn't.
It was great.
I noted, though, last week, we did not call you that.
Oh, that's because I wasn't here.
But you guys just did it so smoothly. It's like we need the trio.
Right.
We need the trio.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying. So you got a reprieve last week. I went back listening to it, and I was like,
I mean, that was magical. I'll allow it.
All right. We have an action-packed show for you, but first,
if you would like to follow us, you can find us on any podcast app by searching for the Mopcast Network. And as of this week, you can now get us on Spotify. Woo!
As of today of this recording, I fought with Spotify very hard to get us on Spotify because one person said or asked, "Are you on Spotify?" And I was like, I thought we were because of what I use. I thought it gave me everything. Not Spotify because they're jerks. Yeah. So we're on Spotify.
Now we're
Good
on
job.
Spotify.
Way to battle for us,
including everything else. Please subscribe and give us a good review or a great review. Trust, it helps us. Also, you can find us on YouTube at Mopcast Network, where we have our podcast. Not Popcast.
Words are hard. Trust me, I know. I do this every week.
English podcast, videos, mashups, and short films.
Where you can find Stephanie naked.
Yes, where you can find Stephanie naked.
Sort of.
Waiting for you to enjoy. And if you happen to see that film, I need some comments about it. Subscribe and set the alert
like
so
Stephanie's
you don't miss
hot. #babe.
That's right. Sexy redhead.
Sexy redhead.
If you want to find more out about the Cult Movie Cantina or Stephanie, you can join us on our Facebook page at facebook.com/cultmoviecantina. There you can find out the latest movie news, see trailers, play games, see a wrong title, such as wrong title only, and caption this.
You're like, we're going to see a wrong title.
Well, you do see them.
Sometimes you see
you
wrong
do
titles.
see them. Yes. I've kind of played a little bit. I
haven't played this week. All I've done
haven't
is
played this week.
I've built exhibits and gone to rehearsal this week, and that was it.
But I love reading them. But you can also talk to us. And Stephanie, whom you've already seen naked.
And make fun of Justina for not knowing any movies.
Okay, thanks, guys.
And then talk to Scotty, who knows all the movies.
Yeah. Find out if and when we are doing a live show near you. You know you want to see it.
Guess what? We are. And
we?
Speaking of live shows, you can find us at Horror Gras, the Halloween Festival on October 26th and 27th. We'll have a table where you meet and chat with us. And plus, we'll have some cool swag to give out.
I just got some awesome stickers.
Yes, and a chance to win cool prizes. We'll also be recording a live Cult Movie Cantina episode, and also we'll be hosting a horror-themed version of our game show, ##, which I am the current emperor of. Empress.
I think this episode, I'm going to announce what the movie is for Horror Gras.
Awesome.
I think I'm going ahead and do that. What do y'all think?
I think you should.
Live your best life.
Live my best life.
Get people ready for it.
We should. So I think I will. If I don't forget before the end of the episode, you ladies will help me.
Okay.
Either remember or forget. I'll announce it. We also have a new spin-off show with The Catacombs. It's the movies that we keep deep, deep in our vault.
Oh, so very deep.
Join me and my friend filmmaker Drew Hall as we talk about those kind of movies you may have forgotten in those old mom-and-pop video stores that used to be downtown before the Walmarts moved in.
Oh.
This week, we put on our leotards and get ready for some high-flying martial arts action with the MGM film Gymkhana.
Woo!
Yakamala! Episode is out now, so check it out.
Leotards, that's funny. We also have T-shirts.
We looked cute in them. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, T-shirts. I
not
love
leotards
T-shirts.
yet, but T-shirts. You can check out our TeePublic site and find a variety of styles of cult movie Cantina shirts, as well as the new Yakmala shirt. I feel like a fraud every time I say that because I never saw that part. I mean, I did, but from our most recent Catacombs episode, which I did guest on. So if nothing else, you guys should listen to it for me. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, I want to guest on a Catacomb show. That sounds like fun.
Go rub shoulders with Drew.
Yeah, go rub shoulders with Drew.
Yeah.
Hey, Drew, I want to guest on your Catacomb show.
Okay. He comes up with some really cool shirt ideas on that show. There, you can find shirts at the TeePublic is where we're talking now.
Yeah, TeePublic.
The Catacombs is also a good place to find T-shirt ideas. But so at the TeePublic site, you can find shirts in a variety of styles and colors, as well as stickers, coffee mugs, and more. Remember, all proceeds go to help support this podcast, and we know you love us, so why not get some gear? And you can find it all at this really long, not long, but really difficult to say
It's a weird
site that I'm not going to read out loud.
Yes,
It's
you
weird.
can.
It's tpublicmopcast.com, but there's some dashes in it and periods.
It's like t.pub/lick
without the K.
/mopcast.com.
Thank you.
So public, but with the slash in between the pub and the
I don't
lick.
know why they didn't just put
so
public together.
t.pub/lick/mopcast.com.
It's better.
T.public/mop. Like, come on, guys.
It's better than this next one. And last but not least, I have a new comic that you can pre-order right now. Chronicles of Limbo is a science fantasy comic written by me and with art by my buddy John Walker. The story is about Josephine DeSalle, a half-vampire and her cosmically powered daughter, Mop. After their home is invaded, they are sent on an adventure through the mysterious realm of Limbo. It's a story with lasers, magic, and monsters, and get yours today. Follow the link in our show notes or Google Scotty White Kickstarter, and we should be the top result because their web address is stupid.
Do it.
It's like //-KCK.
Like the Wi-Fi passwords.
35. Yeah, it's terrible.
Where you're like, just go look at the box,
Absolutely terrible. All right, that's enough of the plugs.
All right.
I feel like we did a good job, though.
I think we did too.
So I feel like we did well.
So last week we watched Jaws 2. Stephanie, you missed that episode.
I did miss that episode.
But we had.
I was rehearsing.
You were being.
Witch.
She was being a witchy.
Witchy witch.
She's trying to get her acceptance into Hogwarts a little late. But
Oh.
she's working on it.
Oh, I'm already in Hogwarts. What are you talking about?
Yeah. You didn't go, Scotty? Oh,
What's wrong with you?
That explains some things. We went.
Because Native American magic's way cooler than anything in Hogwarts.
That's what we're throwing down right now. I am 1/16 Native American. Okay? It's enough to tan me, but that's about it.
I just want to say that I have not seen any Native American witches or
Because we don't have witches.
They have they're like
That's a white people
what is
thing.
It, drum string, whatever.
Wait a minute,
they have their own
different
location.
colored people at Hogwarts.
Honestly, there's like two black folk.
There's some Asians.
They came in for that other school. They came to visit. I seen that movie.
I've seen that movie.
It's like, why is Hogwarts white? It's awful because England.
There you go.
That was the casting director. That is not stipulated in the books. That was all artistic decisions.
Pretty much.
Sure. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Anyway, moving right along now.
Moving right along. No, I was not here for the movie last week.
Have you seen that movie?
No.
Ever? I thought.
And I've only seen Jaws.
Okay.
Like the first time. I've never seen any of the.
You lucked out. Jaws 2 isn't great. It's. I would say it's the best out of the sequels, but it's not saying much.
I'm not a fan of Jaws. So I'm not sad that I missed.
That's it. That's
I'm
all you have
just
to
I'm
say.
trying to say.
I think she was expecting like rebuttal. I'm like,
No,
yeah, you're
I
all
was
right.
trying to, see how I wanted to follow that up.
You
So
cannot
I feel like if I was going to have to miss a movie, I don't feel bad about missing this one.
It's like she saw her schedule and saw our schedule and then went back to the director and was like, can you just
schedule a show for the rehearsal for this and say I'm really needed?
You need witches that night, right? You need witches.
You need witches.
You need
really
witches. Real bad.
Gotcha.
Nothing but witches.
So I've got to be here for all of these, so I don't get that luxury.
Hey,
So
it's because you got the power.
I got the power. I got the power. I'm sorry.
We had a moment there. You had some homework?
Oh, it's about Jaws. Yeah. Do you remember? Do you remember the homework? Do you remember last time this came up? You were like, do you remember your homework, Justina? Scotty, do you remember the homework?
I know, but I have I've had a very trying, busy week.
You ready for this?
Yeah.
How much do sharks need to eat?
Oh.
Because remember, it kept taking nips out of people.
Right, yeah.
And they were like,
yeah, sharks nibble at
is
people.
it even beneficial for the shark to do that, or is it being a dick?
Right.
Okay. So it requires 30 kilos or 66 pounds of mammal blubber every 12 to 15 days. So it's being a dick.
Right. That's what I'm
Like
saying.
that's
Those
just
movies,
that's playing.
if
It's
he's
like
just
when the
taking
cat
a nip,
stops the bug but doesn't eat it.
Yeah, if he's just taking
Like,
nips out of people,
yeah.
he is just biting to
He
bite.
just wants a taste. He just
No. That's she does that where my cat will get flying animals, creatures, insects, and stop them and not ever eat them. But if they try to get away, she stops it.
Right, because she's practicing.
But then she's like, continue trying because I want to watch. Because she has the power in that situation.
Cats are sadistic, so.
Well, she did a great job with it. So that's what the sharks are doing in these movies. Because they're not really ever eating. They're just like, I'll take this leg. You didn't need it.
That poor guy.
I needed a mint.
It did take that poor guy's leg in Hawaii this year, so.
Oh,
Man, that poor guy didn't make it.
poor guy.
Poor guy. Sharks. Hopefully that's the last shark movie we'll do. I don't.
We'll see.
Because honestly, I mean, the best way to defeat a shark is just get out of the water. Just leave.
I mean, unless it's like, what is that stupid
Land
movie, Sharknado?
Oh,
I need you to know that I put that on once to watch it,
I'm sorry.
and I turned it on in the living room, went into my kitchen where I can't see the TV, was doing dishes, and it was so annoying from just the dialogue that I went and turned it off before like 5 minutes.
the longest time I thought that was a joke. Like people were just like the movie didn't exist. That people were just because surely nobody would make a movie like that.
There's like 5 of them now.
Right.
Yeah,
I
they
thought
went so well with that first joke.
I thought it was a joke. Like
And then there's also a bird-demic.
Is it a tornado?
No, it's a bunch of attacking birds.
like on
That's
the
called
like the movie
Birds.
The Birds.
Yeah, but worse. They were like, let's take a Hitchcock classic and just make it terrible.
All right.
Oh, that's upsetting.
And so that was bird-demic. It's a lot of really bad CGI birds.
So what I'm suggesting is if in 20 years you and Drew want to do Sharknado for the Catacombs, like you could do that because it's kind of ridiculous.
Like in 20 years.
Yeah, well, because
In
it needs
20
to be like something that's like older.
No, it doesn't.
Okay, cool. Do that next.
But that
week.
one's too well known,
kidding.
I think.
No, pick like 4. Number 4.
I
Do
think-
Sharknado number
Honestly,
4.
I just think we should just all get together and just get drunk and watch it.
Oh, I would have to get drunk.
Me too.
I wasn't even watching it, and I had to turn it off because it was so annoying. So I would have to be
I
wasted.
know Steve from 90210 is in it, and I think Tara Reid's in it, and it has lots of cameos of other people, but it's...
Is it worth it though? Is it?
Audience, what do you think? Do you think it's worth it to watch Sharknado?
Let us know.
In the comments below.
Vote no.
We saw it.
We got like no... Oh, let's
We
talk
saw
about...
chapter 2.
We can talk about it.
I
bro.
saw chapter
Yeah,
2
we'll talk about
as
it.
well.
Oh my God! We all saw the same
Oh
movie.
my goodness.
Well, we saw it together, so we're cool.
Oh,
And we shot a video.
okay. Well, I saw it with John
Which John?
Levitard.
Ah, Labata.
Oh, okay. I have to
Levitard.
think, like,
Well, with their whole group.
know
I
a
saw.
lot
I
of
got to see
Johns.
Ginger. I haven't seen Ginger in a
God, I
while.
haven't seen Ginger in like
I
5 years.
hadn't seen her in a while. I got to see the kids.
Cool.
Then we went to dinner afterwards. All because we couldn't meet on Sunday.
Gotcha.
What was
So-
going on Sunday?
We were supposed to do the RPG.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And then our scheduling got all messed up.
Sorry.
No, it
That's
works
right.
out because I
My-
saw it.
That was kind of my fault, mostly.
I
They
had
come out at
just
night
driven back the night
Mostly.
before from Ozark from reffing a game. So it really worked out because I got home after 2 a.m. So
I was at your house for a while. Saturday. Yeah. I had dinner with Josh and the girls.
Oh.
And it was fun.
Good.
Me and Penny colored.
Oh, you guys are adorable.
So it was fun.
Did you color with the red one?
No.
Not that you know of.
No, I don't think that's fair. You're right. All right, so what do you think about it?
I recognize some things from the one that we saw.
Hold on, real quick. I'd like how you started that because my first thought was like object permanence. Like I recognize some things. Well, I'm glad you're not 6 months old.
Good.
Sorry.
Good.
Because otherwise, when we start playing peekaboo, where's Scarlet?
Stop it, Scotty. Stop it. But like when we stopped watching it at the bathtub with Stanley.
Right.
Yeah, and so like you could tell that it was on this. Having had watched the original It, you could.
Oh,
they
wait
kept
a minute.
a lot
You did
to
not
that.
see chapter 1?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
But we watched the original It for the show.
Oh, I see.
We watched
which
part 1.
was like chapter 2 for real life. I've noticed, like, because it was all the adults, and the adults were more in the first one.
Right. So in the original TV movie, they combined in the first part. They really combined the adults and children, but focused on the children's story, but it's through the adults' memory. And then in It chapter 1 and chapter 2, they really split it. So we got to you saw chapter 1, so we got to visit that story of the children in chapter 1. Now we're seeing it through the adult eyes in chapter 2.
And I really love how they still included the kids.
I did too.
Yeah. So you still
loved
had
it.
that connection. Because sometimes it's hard when you jump from like a kid to an adult to remember who is who.
Right.
And so they did a good job of keeping that. And I think all of the adults really took on the characters really well of the children.
I liked it a lot. The only things that I did not work for me. I don't think there's anything I didn't like about the movie. There's just some stuff that didn't work.
All right.
I don't think our CGI. I don't think CGI has caught up to our imagination. So a lot of the CGI stuff that happened, that was intended to be scary, it's like it looks good on paper, but it's not quite executed really well.
Quite there, yeah.
But some of it, on the flip side, some of it's really good. I love the scene where Beverly goes back home and the old woman's there.
Oh, yeah.
And the stuff that she does, like in the background.
It was humorous. I like that. It was
But
humorous.
it's uncomfortably humorous.
And
Yes.
it's creepy.
It's
like it
like-
makes you want to laugh, but you feel like you're not allowed to.
Right.
Yeah.
And
But-
that part, where the old woman is just staring. Like,
Oh
just
no!
still,
I need to
like-
point out that I crocheted a scarf in the dark while I watched this too.
But
like I took yarn.
that actress that played her
didn't watch that part.
literally was that still and stared for that long. That was all her. That wasn't like some weird camera tricks.
It's really good. And then, but there's a shift when it's from her into CGI. And the CGI looks a little like, it's really
That's
fake.
obviously not real.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
But however, the idea, I love the idea. Just I don't think it was executed really well. So that happened. I do not like the casting for Ben at all.
Which one was Ben?
The architect guy who's in love with Beverly.
The really good-looking guy that looked familiar to me, and then when I looked him up, I don't know who he is. He must look like another actor I know.
What's his face? What was he in? Do you know what he was in? He did look familiar. Like I knew him from another movie.
Right, but I couldn't. I think I thought he was someone else, but
Maybe.
And he just doesn't do anything in the movie, and just was like the directors and stuff were like, look, there's the Losers Club. Oh, and Ben. It seemed a lot, and so
Yeah.
it didn't work for me. However, so Steph and I are watching it, and when they cut to that scene where they're going to introduce the architect, they show a guy, and I got real excited because I got confused. Because we had just recently watched it, the original one, and I got excited. I was like, oh my God, look at him. He looks just like the guy. He looks like the kid because he was the kid.
Was the
Yeah,
kid?
so the kid who played young Ben is the guy you first see in that scene.
Oh, wow.
Who's the nervous architect.
So the young Ben in the original movie.
Right, in the original movie. And so that's why I
That's
got
neat.
excited. I was like, because he looks just like him. I was like, that's perfect casting. Because in my brain, I still had connected the old one.
At least he was in it.
That was great.
Why didn't he get Ben? That would have been great.
Because he's not good looking. Bless his heart. He still looks like old Ben.
he still looks like Ben.
He's kind of chunky still.
And Ben, the big thing about Ben was he was
He
chunky.
loses weight.
Like the Ben in chapter 1 is way bigger than Ben was in the original. He's a really chunk ball in the first one.
Yeah.
Chapter 1 in them. But
They just needed him to be pretty.
I loved loved Bill Hader in this movie.
Oh, he was good.
Just really good. Like, especially up against, everybody else who, I know he's done a lot of comedies. He's funny in this movie, but there's to hang, acting wise with everybody. You had James McAvoy and Jessica Chastain, and all these really caliber actors.
Right.
And don't get me wrong, he's good. He got his Emmy for Barry, and he's really good in Barry. But he works so well for me. He's so funny.
I thought he was good.
I thought he was good.
Of course, Bill Skarsgård is freaking terrifying.
I love him so hard.
Did you guys know that he can do that with his eyes by himself?
Yeah.
Oh,
he freaked Bill Hader out.
And his body, he can do all the weird contortions with his body. He did that from chapter 1. That's all him.
I just love those Skarsgård boys.
Mm-hmm.
So did you hear that Alexander will now be in a Stephen King movie?
Yeah, I was going to actually talk about that. I forgot to put that in my notes, so we can talk about that too. We got a little time.
All right.
But so real quick, let's finish up chapter 1, and then we'll talk about that other stuff. I highly recommend it. It's really good. I'm going to own it. It's a good bookend to chapter 2. It's a little long, but I also saw it late, so it's like
I loved it.
I loved it too. So, you?
Oh, I thought it was great. I crocheted half a scarf
That's awesome.
because it was terrifying.
Are you nervous crocheter?
I just need something to not look at the TV.
I see.
So I did it in the dark though, which is a first for me.
Are you talking about the movie or like the movie chapter 2?
Yeah.
You took a scarf to the theater?
Oh no, I just took a ball of yarn and
okay.
a
And then
hook
turned it
into
into a
half a
scarf.
scarf. Yeah, I only got
see.
halfway done,
Okay.
but I did it all in the dark.
Half a scarf or a
Yeah.
scarf for a smaller person.
Nice.
A very small person, but yeah,
Cool.
possibly a cat.
Cat scarf.
Might be a calf scarf. We'll see.
We'll see.
But I thought it was great. I mean, I enjoyed it.
All right.
I think I like the things that they did with each one, how they had them all have their moment, and they all separated out.
I like that too. My favorite part, I like the whole movie, but one of the things that I really enjoyed is how they were making fun of Bill not being able to, the book was good, but the ending sucked, that kind of thing.
That stuff was
because people have said the same thing about Stephen King, so that was just kind of like a poke, Stephen King kind of poking fun at himself.
Oh, and he was the one that did it too a lot at the
when
he was getting the bike.
Right,
and he was like,
right.
The endings are terrible.
So that cracked me up.
I love
because
to see Stephen King back. He hasn't done a cameo in one of his films in a long time. It was
No.
really good to see him, and he was really good in it.
It was really good, but I love that because, when you think about it, you might not like the endings on some of his books, but you're still reading them, and he's still like a multi-millionaire.
Yeah.
He's making bank.
Yep.
So,
And they're still continuing to make movies off of his books.
that's what I'm saying. Speaking of new movies off of Stephen King books,
So it's not a movie. CBS
it's a miniseries.
Yes, CBS All Access is bringing back the Stand, which is excellent. I
it'll
love
be a
the miniseries. The Stand. Like when this comes out, we'll do the miniseries, and I don't know how we're gonna break it, but I'm gonna do the whole thing. We'll do the whole thing. Probably break it.
It's a very long miniseries.
We'll probably do it in 2 episodes, or
But-
do a whole month of the Stand.
Yeah, so Alexander Skarsgård is going to be playing the main bad guy.
Who's named Randall Flagg.
Yeah.
Okay.
Who's in several of Stephen King books.
Yeah,
Randall Flagg.
Man,
I've read The Stand. It's been a long time, but I've read it.
He's
Yeah.
he's basically Stephen King's the devil.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
And Alexander's so pretty.
So James Marsden's going to be in it. And he's Stu Redman, who's the hero.
Awesome.
Jovan Adepo, who was in Fences, which if you've not seen Fences, is fantastic. And Overlord, which is the zombie Nazi movie that came out last year.
Yep.
He's going to be Larry Underwood. So he's Larry's he's the soul singer. He's a musician that gets caught up in the flu stuff. Whoopi Goldberg's Mother Abigail,
Which will be awesome.
which will be great. Amber Heard is Nadine Cross, who is Randall Flagg's love interest,
Yeah.
and Larry Underwood's love interest.
Yeah.
Brad William Hankey is Tom Cullen, M-O-O-N.
M-O-O-N.
That's what I'm trying to think. Owen Teague is Howard Lauder, who was I'm trying to think who was Corey Nemec, who was Parker Lewis. But it's got
Marilyn Manson will be in one
an
episode.
I don't know who. Odessa Young is Franny. Who's Odessa Young?
I don't
She's
know.
in a lot of stuff that I have not seen.
Oh, Greg Kinnear.
Yeah, Greg Kinnear.
Anyway, it'll be good.
It's going to be awesome. Looking forward to it. It's going to be on CBS All Access. So, do you guys use streaming services?
Yes.
Oh, we're talking like Netflix?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think they're getting out of hand?
Like money-wise?
No,
Yes.
no. I think,
Yes, because, and let me tell you why.
please do.
So, very recently this weekend, I wanted to finally sit down and watch Krypton.
Told her like 6 months ago.
Right. Well, I mean, I've been busy. I mean, seriously, this is how I watch shows. So of course, I look on the Netflix, it's not there. I look, on Pluto, of course, it's not there. I look on Hulu. Second season is on Hulu, but not the first season. So then I download the Sci-Fi app, and second season's on there, not the first season. So now it is available on YouTube TV, which is another streaming service,
Right.
kind of like Sling, but I wasn't going to download that. Of course, I found it on DC Universe, but oh my God,
DC
there's
Universe is another streaming thing.
Yes, it's
Not
oh
much
my
longer.
goodness.
But yeah, it's about to go away.
So-
But it's
when in the course of looking for this one show, there are so many different like streaming live TV options. Like right now we have Sling for our live TV.
right.
But I didn't know there were so many other live TV streaming apps. It's crazy. Like we have the Amazon Fire TV, so we can get any kind of app, but it's a nightmare trying to figure out which is the best.
Did you ever get to watch Krypton?
I got into like 3 episodes before we ran out of time and Jamie went out of town.
So what do you think about it?
I liked it.
I thought you would. You're like, these Kryptonians are not so bad.
Yeah,
They're the only good ones. After that, they're just.
I like it. I like them. I like the warrior class a lot.
Of course you did. I knew that.
I mean the Zods. I like the Zods.
But I like the show. I didn't get to finish first season, but I liked I love the costumes and the sets and
it's
look.
really nice.
It
yeah,
looks cool. It
I
just
liked
looks
it.
cool. I hate that it got canceled. So there's only 2 seasons, and hopefully they will both be available. I had the DC Universe app, and I just never watched it, and so I just recently cut it because I don't watch it. So why am I paying for it?
Mm-hmm.
I can use that money for something I will watch.
Mm-hmm.
So the reason why I bring this up, NBC has announced their network, their streaming network, and it's called Peacock.
Oh my gosh.
The Peacock.
That makes sense.
It's it releases in April 2020. It's going to have an ad version that's free, and then there's going to be some sort of subscription version that has no ads. So, like I guess how Hulu started out, when Hulu first came out, it was free,
Yeah.
and then ads came on, and then you could pay for a non-ad version, and then
And then you just have to pay for it.
now Hulu's got you pay a cheap version for stuff, and then a more expensive version for no ads.
Or an expensive version for their live. Hulu
Yeah,
Live.
yeah, 'cause they're
You
the
got
ones that have the
regular
live.
Hulu,
Right.
and then you pay like an expensive
I haven't had
Hulu
Hulu
Live,
in a while,
which is
not
like
since Castle
our
Rock.
TV.
But here's what. So we'll have The Office, Parks and Rec, 30 Rock, Cheers.
I don't watch any of that.
A lot of those.
The Office and Parks and Recs are my.
A lot of those
I've never
staple
seen
NBC shows, but also they're rebooting for the 3rd time Battlestar Galactica. Punky Brewster's getting a reboot, and Saved by the Bell is getting a reboot.
Okay.
No, none of those interesting.
All I can say is I'm not interested in any of those shows.
Oh, I'll watch me some Soleil Moon Frye. I'll watch that Punky.
That's because she has giant tits.
Not anymore.
She got a reduction?
She had surgery way back when.
Oh. They were giant tits.
They were killing her.
I don't know who we're talking about.
I know you don't. This is way before your time.
Okay.
Way all right. So Punky Brewster.
Uh-huh.
The show's like.
I'm going to pull up a picture of Punky real quick.
It's like mid 80s, early mid 80s, maybe 84, 83, something like that.
Okay.
So Punky's this orphan that finds an old guy that takes her in, and it's about their crazy adventures of just old dude and Punky and her friends. There was also a cartoon version that aired on Saturday mornings, and it was about her friends and this magical creature named Glomer. Glomer. And so I love the hell out of this show. I watched it a lot. Okay, so Glomer was from a realm that only showed up when, like...
That's her name, Soleil Moon Frye?
I guess Soleil Moon Frye.
That's her real name,
'cause
yes.
hippies.
All right.
So, Punky, Glomer was in a magical land where he was, and it only appears once every now and then when a rainbow touches the ground. And so he was poking at the rainbow, and he got like into our world, and the rainbow goes away. And so Punky finds him, and they just hang out with, and he's magic. And that was the cartoon. And I watched a lot of it.
That's cute.
I was like, I want a Glomer.
Is she going to be in the reboot?
Yeah, she's in the reboot.
That's cute.
So
Yeah.
I have no need to watch that.
I don't either. There's nothing.
But that's cute.
there's a whole list of other stuff. I just highlighted the stuff that was bigger.
I just want to say that I didn't see the second reboot of Battlestar Galactica. I only saw the original.
I saw the pilot and really liked the pilot, and it didn't go anywhere. I didn't like the rest of it.
It didn't look good. So.
But people swear by it. There's a huge fan base for it.
Anyway,
So people,
I will not be purchasing the Peacock.
The Peacock.
you never know. There could be something on
I
NBC
own
that you
Office
have to
in the
have.
parks,
So,
or
I don't
Parks
know.
and Rec
Now,
and Office.
I do have CBS for reasons.
Jason Momoa's his show is going to Apple TV. That's
What show does he have?
He's got
I know.
some-
Like
he's-
he has a show.
he's got a show
Is it
coming out.
the SEE?
I think so. Whatever he's,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Because I know Frontier is on one of those that I watch.
The reason why J.J. Abrams went to he went to Paramount he went to Universal, I think, is because Apple offered him a lot of money to go, but they wanted everything that he did just for the Apple TV, and he was like, I don't want that. So I think he went to Universal where he can put his stuff at other.
I don't even know. So what comes on Apple TV?
Well, it's nothing yet, but they're
I'm sorry.
again.
This is so confusing.
Right.
Yeah.
There's all these streaming services, and I've got some notes about a couple other ones, but here's it comes down to. So we had cable TV, and cable TV when it first started was awesome, and then it just became bloated and crazy, and there's not really, you get cable, it's expensive, and there's a zillion things that are just not on to watch, right?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Because they have to fill up all this airtime, and there's only so much quality. So, and we begged for a la carte, and they finally gave us a la carte in the age of the internet, and now a la carte's coming out of hand. And so I don't know if we're going to go back to an age where it's just like these streaming services are going to swallow each other up and become like Disney, swallowed up. Disney has Hulu now. And so when Disney Plus comes out in November, there'll be a package for Disney Plus, Hulu, and ESPN Plus for $12.99. And so I'm like,
this is too much.
it's crazy. It's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And there's all kinds of stuff on Disney Plus. I'm gonna have to have it just mainly for the Mandalorian. I can't wait to watch that. And all the Marvel shows are coming out on it. And so it's like, Disney's got my money. I just want to make my money work. Their streaming service also is cheap, so it works out.
Yeah.
So Netflix acquired all the rights to all 180 episodes of Seinfeld.
I saw that the other day.
Do you know how much they paid for it?
No.
Guess.
Oh gosh, I don't even know how much they would pay for other things. $516,000.
$12 million.
$500 million.
Jeez.
Okay, mine was off.
See, and I'm kind of surprised by that because you can watch it in syndication every day.
Yeah, but this contract starts 2021, and in 2021 you won't be able to. You will only be able to watch it on Netflix.
Right, but I've already seen every episode a million times.
Right.
Some people.
Some people have.
So.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the same thing with Friends. I don't like to diss anyone's fandoms. If you love Friends, you love Friends.
I don't like Friends.
I've never gotten into it.
It's okay.
I never got
either.
into it.
But
I'm not a friend. I'm not a friend of Friends.
It's a huge moneymaker for Netflix.
It sure is.
And so they're just adding to that. The Big Bang Theory went to HBO Max, so it's going to be on.
It's not on CBS anymore.
It's going to be going to HBO Max when because it's Warner Brothers own the show, and so CBS is running it right now through there.
Yeah.
But when HBO Max comes out, it'll be on HBO Max.
It's too much.
What the heck is HBO Max?
Warner Brothers' streaming service. So Warner Brothers has all its properties, and it owns HBO. And so they went with, much like how NBC went with Peacock, everyone knows what that is. They've just, we have home box office. Let's just call our app HBO Max.
Yeah. All right. That's crazy.
I did not know what HBO stood for until this moment.
Home box office.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Yeah, it's home box office. That's what
I've always heard HBO, and no
Right.
one's ever been like, this is what it means. You know.
Yeah.
I probably should get rid of my HBO. I don't watch it now that Game of Thrones is not on.
Mine's shut off. I'm waiting for November or no October. I gotta get it next month.
What comes out? In
Watchmen.
October? Oh yeah, never
Watchmen,
mind. I'll just
Watchmen
keep it
looks
then.
so good.
I'll just keep it then.
So I'm gonna get Watchmen, and then I'm looking forward to his Dark Materials.
All right.
It looks really, really good. And so HBO will get my money again for a little while. And then when the seasons are over, I'll cut it off and wait for the next seasons. Because their movie stuff there's not enough movie stuff to make me watch.
Stars gets my money because of Outlander and American Gods.
Did you finish season 2?
No, I haven't finished yet.
Okay.
I'm not bored. I put it down to pick something else up that I needed to finish, and then I just got really busy.
I was bored. I watched it all, but because I binge things like if there's something I want to watch, I binge through it as fast as I can.
Oh yeah, I don't.
Mindhunter season 2, I did in 2 days, like that night and that next morning. I've done it. I was like, I just want to be done with this, and I loved Mindhunter.
I did The Boys that fast because I thought
cool.
The Boys was good.
I still haven't done The Boys.
Oh, it's so good.
I hear that, but I keep like, I'll be honest with you, I know what it's about. And it just seems all like, I don't want to watch it because it just seems all bad. Just I don't want to like leave the show.
It's bad in a good way.
Right, but I don't.
Like a fun way.
I don't want to be
What
like.
is it about?
It's about bad superheroes. I mean, they're superheroes, but they're corporate owned. And so their public persona is way different than how they really are.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know. There's certain things I like. District 9. It's a fine movie, but at the end of the day, when I finish District 9, I just feel bad. I just feel terrible. And same with Jessica Jones. Same way. I love Jessica Jones.
I love Jessica
Jones season 1 was amazing, but when I was done with it, I was exhausted. I just felt bad for myself and humanity, and just was like, I watch these things to be entertained. I want to feel good on the other side of the tunnel, and I didn't. I just was.
Did you feel bad?
No, because I have the opposite reaction.
I'm crazy.
Their lives are worse than mine, so it makes me feel pretty darn good about myself.
I'm just like.
So it makes me feel good at the end of the day.
I just want to hug them and be like, it's going to be all right.
See, I'm not. I don't have that empathy thing. I have that.
I don't have that empathy thing.
Yeah, I don't have that at all.
She who has no empathy.
That's it.
I haven't seen any of the shows, so I have
Slytherin.
no interpretation of these things.
You might like Jessica Jones.
Probably. Maybe. Possibly.
It's a superhero thingy.
I like superhero things.
Yeah, I think you would enjoy that. Sid Haig. Do you either know who Sid Haig is?
I don't know what that means, though.
Do you know Sid Haig?
Not off the top of my head.
He's an actor. He's I only mention him because he kind of fits our demographic and our genre stuff. He's been in a lot of horror films, especially in the 70s and the 80s. A lot of bit stuff. He got some notoriety and fame in Rob Zombie's House of a Thousand Corpses and The Devil's Rejects, playing Captain Spaulding. And he has a small part in the new one. And but he gave us a scare. He had a fall and was in ICU and was not doing well, but looks like he's back on the mend. So
he's probably old.
He is a very old fella, but wish him all the best and well.
Absolutely.
I hear he's very cool with his fans, so he's a cool guy.
But not his friends.
No, he hates his friends, but he loves his fans.
Yeah.
But so just shout out to Sid Haig. Also this one's for me. This musician from Austin, Texas, Daniel Johnston, passed away last week. Huge Daniel Johnston fan.
Oh.
And he could have been somebody, I think, bigger than he was, but he suffered from mental illness. And there's a wonderful documentary, The Devil and Daniel Johnston, that I recommend everyone see. And he got some notoriety back in the late 80s, early 90s, I think late 80s. MTV was down in Austin showing all the music that was happening down in Austin. And they had all these other acts and showed up. And he just kind of, he was known locally, and he kind of worked his way on stage unofficially. And then the world got to see him. And
that's awesome.
He's kind of like He's a better songwriter than singer. I'll put it that way. Much like Bob Dylan, but he was a wonderful writer, wonderful poet, wonderful artist, and the world is a little darker that he's no longer with us. Just to bring it down, but Daniel Johnston's awesome. If you go YouTube him, some great stuff, and there's some great covers. Like a lot of bands have covered his stuff. I mean, I found out from Pearl Jam in '94. They covered one of his songs, and I got real into it and started looking for this. I couldn't get the first album I got his. You couldn't get anything else except it was on cassette, and I think the cassettes were made by his buddy in Texas and shipping them around the country.
That's neat, though.
Yeah, that's how it used to be done. So what's going on with you guys?
I got a job.
Cool.
That's awesome.
So I don't have to strip for money anymore. I hadn't started doing that, but it was always on the table.
Literally,
It never happened, but it was always there.
It's almost on the table.
Yeah.
Almost on the.
Or at least someone was almost on the table. Oh, I'm just kidding.
We could get you almost naked in a movie. Ask Stephanie about it.
Yeah, no doubt.
I'm just gonna keep referencing that.
I didn't even get paid for it.
Okay, well, I'm gonna need to get paid. I got some student loan debt.
I got craft services.
I did feed them and gave you beer.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, I mean, really.
I also got student loan debt, so
Yeah, I got you. I feel you.
Right.
So that happened for me.
Cool.
And then it's just been busy since then. So
I have been building an exhibit, or helping to build an exhibit.
Yeah, fear. What is it?
Fear, the Science of Phobias. So if you have a phobia, we more than likely have it on display.
how fun is that?
All right.
Right.
So
When does that open?
Because it's science. It opens this Saturday, the 21st.
Cool.
So we're also remodeling the Explorium. So that's been really exciting. We've been we're in the second week of shutdown. So we have remodeled our atrium area, and of course, we're doing the theater, but that won't be open until November. But,
I guess we'll have to go do another check-in on that.
Yeah.
Do some.
It's going to be pretty awesome. That and rehearsal. That's what I've been doing.
How's being a witch?
It's really good. Okay, so I'm sure everybody's at least heard of Macbeth, so it's not an unfamiliar piece, whether you've actually seen it or not. But yeah, but this is the most unique take on the witches I have seen, and we're very primal and animalistic. We're not, we're not the
cackling
kind of witches.
So you're the cat's version of witches.
The cat's version? I don't know.
They're all in the beginning. They're all like out in the audience and near the stage, and just very cat-like, and it's really weird for the audience.
Well, we're not acting like cat, but we're like
I'm just trying to discourage her from seeing cats. Is what I'm trying to do.
You just encouraged it.
So
a
anyway,
bit. I was like, they're in the audience. Like if I go, they might come crawl on me. Okay.
They will. They did on me, and I was like, and that's when I still had problems with cats.
Anyway, without giving too much away, we hope to make people very uncomfortable. So,
if it has to go crawling, tell me where to sit. And I will sit there.
Awesome.
Got you, Scotty.
Awesome. So anyway, been busy doing those things. That's about it. How about you?
Just this Kickstarter, man. These things are nerve-wracking and anxiety-inducing, and it's a lot of work. And we're doing well, right? As of this recording, we're 44% into our goal, and we still got about 3 weeks to go.
That's awesome.
It is awesome. But it's like, I just want to push that. I just want to be done with it.
Can we condense this down to 2 weeks, guys?
No, I don't want to condense it. I just want to would y'all just give me the money and then we don't have to worry about it? So
please support the Kickstarter is what he's saying. Please support. He wants the goal to be met quickly.
I just want to sleep at night again, and I'm not sleeping at night. Because I'm like, my self-worth.
Aww.
But it's going well. The artwork from the second cover from Beverly Johnson looks amazing. You both have seen it.
Yeah, it is cool.
And she's got some more artwork coming that I might share soon. I'm hoping to get it this week.
Awesome.
Yep. And it's like I said, that and running this and the new show, The Catacombs, we've recorded that. I got to role play a Star Wars RPG.
This is cool.
Yeah.
So that is cool.
That was fun for a little bit. We did it all online.
Okay.
Is that the first time you've done that?
Yeah.
How do you feel based on?
That was fun. I mean, we all had we all had webcams so we could see each other, and we could hear each other, and the dice and everything were handled on this web-based app, and so that was easy.
Yeah.
And so, but it was different.
Cool.
I had fun. You know, we built characters and played for a little while, so
That's cool.
That is cool.
it was a little different.
I'm gonna get ours online.
One of my fellow actors, I'll see him backstage on his phone. I'm like, "What are you doing?" And he's playing D&D. He plays online.
Nice.
So, yeah.
Does any of your friends play D&D?
No.
You look at her. She's like,
No.
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 My
Dirty
friends
wife?
are not that nerdy. No.
No. No.
I haven't played D&D in so long.
I have only RPG'd with you.
Yep, and it wasn't D&D.
So that's what you know of my history. Yep.
It wasn't. We're gonna play some more. We're gonna
We will.
play some more stuff.
Schedules. We just need to get through the schedules.
Schedules are the fall is hard right now.
Once we
Yeah.
get through your play in October with Horror Gras, and then we have a con in November that I'm starting announcing. Probably episode after next that we're doing, and then so we're busy, but we're good busy, so it's all fun.
Yeah.
I did go to the movie Saturday.
Awesome.
What did you see Saturday?
I saw the Peanut Butter Falcon.
Do you know I have not heard of that?
Probably, yeah. It's a small film, but it's really good. Shia LaBeouf is in it. And I think Shia LaBeouf deserves an Oscar because of this movie.
Really?
He is so good. I had forgotten he was a good actor. I really, because he'd been Transformers movies, and then he got weird for a while.
Yeah,
and then,
when he was in, was it Fury? He was really weird.
but he was good in Fury. But it was like I just forgot how good of an actor he was, and he's just amazing in this movie. So for those who don't know, the movie's about this young man with Down syndrome, and his family's either abandoning him or they're not around anymore. And so he's a ward of the state, and the state has nowhere to put him, so they put him in an elderly nursing home. So he's the youngest dude in this.
I assume that's
Okay.
Shia LaBeouf.
No.
Oh, just kidding.
And
It's not.
so he's really obsessed with wrestling, and he wants to go to this wrestling school that's in North Carolina or South Carolina, one of the Carolinas. And so he escapes.
Oh my goodness.
And so he escapes to go find this wrestling school. He meets Shia LaBeouf.
There he is.
Who is a down on his luck fisherman guy who has run-ins with other fishermen folk, and so he's on the run, and they kind of run into each other, and sort of this Huck Finn adventure happens where Shia LaBeouf befriends the young guy with Down syndrome, and they go on this trip he promises him he's going to take him to this wrestling school.
So does this actor really have Down syndrome?
He does.
I was going to say I'm looking at him now.
And he does. It's Zach.
Zach Gottsigan?
Gatskin, yeah. I knew his first name was Zach.
Yeah.
But it's really, really good, and the soundtrack's amazing. It's literally my favorite movie of the year.
Oh, John Barenthal's
Really?
in it.
Yeah, Jan Barathal's in it, and
And the dude from Wings?
and the dude from Wings, and Dakota Johnson's in it, and
Very cool. I'm
it
going
is-
through going to say, I know these people.
yeah, it's very, very sweet, and not exactly what I was expecting. I was expecting one thing to happen, it does not, and it's all good. So
Aw. Okay.
I'm very pleased with Peanut Butter Falcon. I highly recommend it.
Where did you watch it?
I saw it at the Jubilee Theater near your house. Because when me and Stephanie went to go see it the other week, the ticket for it was like $11 and something online. And they have this program where you can get 3 movies a week for $20 a month.
Really?
Yeah.
And so I just was like, for the
For
extra
$20 a month?
yes,
Yeah.
$20 a month. And so for the extra $9, I was like, well, I can work at least 3 movies a month. I read it first as 3 movies a month, and Steph is like, no, Scotty, it's 3 a week. And I'm like, oh my God. So I've already saw it and this on it, so I've already got my money's worth.
That's great.
It's pretty awesome.
I got
Yeah.
my ticket for. I'm seeing. While everyone is listening to this episode, I'll be seeing that Brad Pitt movie, the new space movie, Ad Astra.
Okay.
And then
Hopefully I'll be seeing it
Hopefully
too,
you'll be
but
seeing
I
it.
have to see what my schedule's going
hopefully
to be
she can join me. It'll
Thursday.
be fun. And I figured you were roller derbying.
Thursday, no, I'm actually skipping roller derby to go do bunko.
What is
Oh.
bunko?
Bunko's a dice game that women play. Basically, women get together, gossip, drink, and throw dice.
And then there's literally prizes. All you do is roll the dice. You can't control it in any way, which is something I really had to work through when I started because I'm very competitive. But you cannot control the outcome. Well, you can't drop them.
Control the outcome of dice anyway.
I know, but that's the whole game. It's just like what you roll.
It's a game of chance over alcohol, gossiping, and prizes.
Yeah, and it's just really easy to play when you're drunk. So
everything is easy to play when you're drunk.
Oh no, that one's easy. Like you can actually keep up with it. Play. Well,
you say about keeping up. I'm not sure about that. I mean, depending on how much alcohol.
I don't know. I focus a lot when I'm drinking.
I do not.
Well, there's not a lot to focus on.
I mean, I focus on like.
You just have to write down the number.
Y'all hung out with me. I focus on like staring and.
Yeah.
So I did that happens once a month, and I can't always go, but every morning I go out and skate 1.5 miles with Callie, so my attendance is fantastic, and so I didn't have to skip bunko this time.
That's
instead
awesome.
I'm skipping skating, which is always really sad for me, but bunko. There's going to be cake probably. And they feed you and alcohol.
That's true.
And
it's hosted
and friends.
There's like what 12?
Yeah, there's 12 of us all together.
And one person hosts it each time, so there's food and stuff.
Yeah. I always take December because then I just throw a party.
I played when I think I was Justina's age. There's a group of women like on base or something because we were military.
Yeah, so you gotta have something to do.
Yeah,
I got you. How wonderful.
Good luck. I play with Katie Azevedo. She's the one that roped me into it.
I know Katie.
So I love
it.
Cool. That's fun. So that's what I'll be doing Thursday.
I enjoy that Thursday.
Thank you.
Like fun.
I will be seeing Brad Pitt.
Oh yeah, you will.
Mm-hmm. And then I think
you enjoy that.
I will. I don't know. I don't know what this movie's about. The trailer doesn't tell me anything.
You know, karaoke starts back on Thursday.
Does it?
It sure does.
We could totally do the movie and then go do karaoke.
I know.
I could make that work.
What time does karaoke start?
9.
Bunko ends at 9, guys.
You could join us for karaoke. I think we've unofficially made plans.
Don't get wasted on Thursday is what we're saying. Okay, cool.
All right.
Like at Bunko. Yeah. Like
Thursday,
and then make it
to
karaoke. Yeah.
So I guess wrapping this up, we'll announce.
We have the movie that we're going to do for Horror Gras.
Yeah, we got that,
and then the movie we're doing for next.
So
week.
we'll just do a bunch of movie reveals. How about that? I'll let you announce the movie that we're doing next week because I know you're excited about it.
I'm excited because I picked this one like a year ago.
You and I have both picked. We both know this film, so I'm curious to find out what Justina knows about it.
Oh gosh.
Yes.
Okay. It's going to be nothing.
Are you ready?
All right, so let's do Horror Gras first.
Okay, Horror Gras first.
So the movie that we're doing at Horror Gras is called An American Werewolf in London.
Take it from Wolfman Jack, the critics and I agree. This is the most outrageous horror film that you'll ever see because David is having the most frightening nightmares of his life.
I think I did some terrible things last night, things I can't remember.
It may have been someone he ate. From the director of Animal House, a different kind of animal. An American Werewolf in London, rated R.
Now playing in a selected theater near you. Check your local newspaper for listing.
Oh, I love that movie.
I may or may not have seen that. I don't know for sure.
That is
I've
the
heard
most
about it
awesome
a lot.
movie ever.
It's a great movie.
I don't know for sure if I've seen it.
I love that movie.
So, what do you think?
You know what I'm thinking about? American Psycho, the guy that's all dressed up, and stuff.
You mean the one that runs around in nothing but his tennis shoes and a chainsaw?
Nope.
That's
not
American
thinking
Psycho.
about that one. Maybe. Does he have an apartment?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. That one. Yep.
It's also Christian Bale, who's also Batman.
Yeah. And he looks all like clean cut and stuff.
Right.
But then he's not.
He's corporate.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Cool. So that's not what we're talking about, though.
No.
So the movie is called An American Werewolf in London.
Okay.
What do you think this movie's about?
Oh, well, it's somebody.
You cannot say An American Werewolf in London because that's the title, and I'm not going to let you get away with it.
Okay, so there's this dude minding his own business, living his life, and he thinks he has a disease.
Living his life.
Yeah. He thinks he has a disease, and healthcare in America is terrible. Let's get real for a second, okay? So it's so bad that he was like, I have to go to London because it's so bad, and they can cover it. So this dude flies to London, transforms on the plane because there's a full moon and he sees it through the window, and they land in London, and then he's like, oh my gosh, I'm an American Werewolf in London. It's awesome.
I like your pitch for that, actually. I really enjoyed
you.
the American.
Yeah.
I dig it. So we're doing American Werewolf in London. We're gonna have a cool prize for that. And so come and see us for that. It's at Horror Gras and next month in October.
I'm going to be dressed up as something. We'll find out.
I'm curious what that's going to be. So next week's film.
Yes.
Stephanie?
Next week's film, one of my favorites, Highlander.
For 500 years, they have waited for this day. Two immortals able to survive anything but each other. Highlander. Starring Christopher Lambert and Sean Connery. Featuring original songs by Queen. Highlander. There can be only one. Rated R.
Now playing at a theater near you.
Highlander!
Do they say that in the film? Is that like a Yakmala?
No.
Is that I need to know about?
No.
Queen did do the soundtrack.
Yes, Queen did.
Queen?
And it's
oh,
amazing.
I like Queen.
Yeah.
Ooh. I know nothing about this. You're going to make me guess, aren't you?
Oh, yes. What do you think Highlander is about?
Okay.
Do you know what a Highlander is?
Nope.
Yeah, of course not.
Nope. So
What a silly goose question.
there's a bunch of prairie dogs.
Go on.
Yes. Please do.
Okay.
Open this can of worms. I cannot wait to
There's
hear
a bunch of prairie dogs.
As far as I got so far. Okay, so there's a bunch of prairie dogs. And I feel like, do they burrow? They burrow.
Okay, think about Queen singing a song about prairie dogs that burrow.
I want to
God.
dig in my burrow, my burrow.
So there's a bunch of prairie dogs, okay? And they're going on a quest for land.
I like the face she.
I know, she's like, I don't
she's
know if I
really
wanna go
thinking
that way.
hard. I mean,
She is. She
for
is.
land. They're going on a quest for land. And along their travels, they have to battle many things. God, seriously, what the hell's happening? That's as far as I got. I made myself laugh too hard. I can't.
I just kind of want
She's
to explain
crying.
to
She's
her
laughing so
what
hard.
a Highlander is, just so she.
it's a prairie dog. It's another name for prairie dog.
I just kind of like.
I just got prairie dog. That's it.
So we're doing Highlander. You can listen to the trailer now. Unfortunately, no prairie dogs were in the trailer.
No.
Well, it's because they're burrowed. Like, they're not coming out
She
yet.
has an answer for everything.
Yeah. They haven't accepted their quests. They haven't. The call to action hasn't happened yet, Scotty.
You know, there can only be
Don't
Do it. Do it.
there can be only one prairie
There
dog.
can be only one prairie dog. Yes,
There can be only one prairie dog.
only one.
Okay. Interesting.
So I will tease this though
Okay.
for next week's episode. First of all, we may or may not have a guest.
Oh,
We may. I've talked to someone.
is he a Highlander?
He's a fan of the Highlander.
You know prairie dogs?
I do. Scotty knows a lot of folk.
I know.
This prairie dog, if he's available, he's checking the schedule, is a big fan of Highlander like you are.
As much as my husband, because he's like 10 times more than I am.
I
He
don't.
can tell you everything about it.
I don't know if it as
Oh,
much
is he going
as-
to be upset about my prairie dog comment?
Probably.
Oh,
He'll
okay.
laugh. He'll laugh really hard.
Love you, Jimmy.
But he, you know, because I've only seen 2 of the Highlander movies.
How many are there?
5.
There's a lot.
Oh my
and then there's a
There's
whole
the
series
whole TV
that's
series about it,
amazing.
which I've never seen.
Oh, we have
So you
it
like
on
all
DVD.
of them?
Right.
We have the series,
I
and
know
it's
you- I
amazing.
know you-
So have you seen all of them?
I've seen all of the movies and the series multiple times.
So you like the show so much that you like all of the sequel? Like, are they genuinely
no,
that good, or you
number
just
2
like
is,
the show that
Number
much?
2 is horrible.
Okay.
So Drew and I
And
were
the last one was pretty shitty.
So Drew and I were actually discussing the 2. So we'll skip to a little Highlander talk for the end of the show. Drew and I were actually discussing Highlander 2 on the Catacombs, or maybe not even.
Maybe you guys should do that one.
Well, so me and Drew both saw Highlander 2 first
Oh, ooh.
before we saw
Ooh.
Highlander,
Oh, yeah.
and it was fine. We liked it. It's fine as a standalone science fiction film. That if you have no contact,
It's science fiction?
yeah,
Oh, they're alien prairie dogs. My bad. Continue.
with So with no context of the first movie,
Highlander's not necessarily science fiction, though.
It's
Highlander 2
is totally science. There's a laser shield that surrounds the planet.
They have those cool.
It's like
what was it? X-Men.
They made
glasses.
They made Highlander, and then when they did Highlander 2, they're like, "Watch what we can do now." It makes no sense, but look.
But if you watch it on its own, it makes fine sense. But then you plug in Highlander, which is a better film.
Yeah,
it doesn't make any sense. They're like, no.
And like when Highlander 3 comes around, they act like 2 never existed.
Is that how you act?
Isn't Wesley Snipes in one of them?
He's in one.
Which one is he in?
Isn't he the one in Demolition Man?
The first one, isn't he?
Wesley Snipes?
Wait, no. Yeah,
is he or is he not the one in Demolition
Man?
No, then he's not. You're thinking of Demolition Man.
No, I thought Wesley.
He is the one in Demolition Man, right?
Yeah, he is the one.
Okay.
He's not in the first one. See,
I
was thinking
who
Demolition Man.
Is it?
I've seen it.
Or is it Mario Van Peebles?
I think it's Mario Van Peebles. Let me look. By the way, I used to have a mouse named after a Highlander character, but from the series, the later movies. I had a mouse named Mythos. It was awesome.
What kind of name is Mythos?
The name of one of the Highlanders in the series, one of the main ones.
Mythos.
Yeah.
Whose mama names him that? Mythos.
Well, he was very old.
It's Mario Van Peebles, and he's in Highlander: The Final Dimension from 1994. He plays Kane.
Okay. It seems like the second one.
Seems like a challenge.
Yeah, the second one's the alien one.
Yeah, what was the name of it?
Highlander 2: The Quickening.
Okay.
Oh, I remember that without looking
that one up. Look at you. What year did he say?
94.
94.
Mm-hmm.
The way that you know years and dates.
I'm just trying to... okay, I remember this one.
I didn't. I just know he was in it.
Yeah.
And
he's so nice.
And I also thought that he was Wesley Snipes. So.
He's not. But he's nice. I love him.
So.
All right. So Highlander.
Highlander. I also want you to, if you will.
Yes.
Next week, talk about... Was it your second date with Jamie?
Yes.
All right. I want to hear about that because it's Highlander related, and I
think
it's
so cute that you remember that.
And I think it's adorable. And I think it should
adorable.
be shared. But only if you're comfortable sharing it. I don't want to.
Oh yeah, I'm very comfortable sharing it.
So
we'll
it's
talk
a cute
about
little
it.
story. So.
I'm excited for the story more than the prairie dogs at this point.
It's pretty awesome.
Okay.
So that's all next week. So you can check it out there. Whew, that's a lot. We actually pulled it out at the end, didn't we?
There you go.
Look at there. All right. So this is me saying this is our contribution to the multiverse. Go out and make yours.
Bye.
Bye.
Do you hear the frog?
Huh? How are you? Try to remember, but my feelings can't know for sure. Try to reach out, but it's gone. Lucky stars in your eyes. I am walking the cow.
Thank you for listening to the Mopcast Network.